Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the NATA entrance exam, the notification of the same which has been published on the 3rd of March 2021. So there are two dates on which the NATA 2021 will be conducted. That's on April and also in the month of June. So in this video, we'll actually be trying to deconstruct the whole notification of 28 page long that has been published by the Council of Architecture. So whatever doubts, queries, and dilemmas that you are having with respect to the same, you can post it in the comment section. We'll definitely answer that. So there's been a few changes that has been introduced in the NATA exam. So we know that there is a lot of discussion, a lot of confusion, a bit of dilemma about it. So a lot of students had asked us to kind of give them a brief idea of what are the various things that have changed in the current new pattern. So we'll be dealing with that. Council of Architecture is the de facto authority of architecture, and they are the ones who are actually conducting the NATA exam. So Council of Architecture was something that was established by the Government of India under the Architects Act of 1972. So Council of Architecture is actually the entity that is responsible for everything, be it practicing or be it about taking students into the architecture colleges or be it about setting the syllabus for all these colleges, inspecting the colleges, everything from A to Z. It is actually Council of Architecture that is responsible. So even, let's say, for example, after 5 years, you all pass out from the prestigious institutions in India and become architects. So when you want to practice, you will have to register yourselves under the Council of Architecture. So they are the de facto authority, and they are the ones who are actually conducting NATA. And they've been conducting this since 2006. Now, what is NATA? NATA, the acronym actually stands for, if we are expanding it, it actually stands for National Aptitude Test in Architecture. What's the most important word in that? If you ask me, for me, the most important word in that is definitely aptitude. Aptitude is the most important word. Why? Because that's ultimately what they're testing in that particular exam. It's actually the measure of aptitude of students that is being done. Aptitude is basically the ability of a person to do something. So we are actually measuring whether they have the cognitive ability to actually understand certain things that you are going to study in the 5 years of course of architecture. So how do they do that? They have various skills that we tested in this particular exam. For example, observation skills, aesthetic sensitivity. These are all, etc. These are all just some of the skills that I have mentioned here, which they'll be testing it. Now, why do we write the exam? Why do we write NATA? If you write, you will actually get entrance into admission into the colleges which are offering BArch courses, Bachelor of Architecture, which is a 5-year degree course. Now, what's the eligibility for writing this particular exam? There are two sets of students who are actually eligible. The first one is the students who have completed their 12th, that is 10 plus 2, with the help of physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So PCM is compulsory in that case. Completed or the ones who are also appearing this year can actually write NATA exam. The second one is those set of students who have completed diploma, that is a 10 plus 3-year course of diploma with, please note here, mathematics is a compulsory subject. You should have taken mathematics in your 10 plus 3-year diploma courses. So these two sets of students can actually appear for NATA 2022. This is as per the notification of COA. Now, that was the eligibility for writing NATA exam. There is a different set of eligibility criteria that the Council of Architecture actually prescribes if you want to get into the course of Bachelor of Architecture. There is a separate eligibility criteria. So there are two criteria. The first one is you should have passed 10 plus 12, that is 10 plus 2, that is 12th standard, with at least 50% aggregate in PCM. What does PCM stands for? Physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So all those three subjects together, combined, you should have got at least 50% in your 12th standard. Along with that, you should have at least scored 50% marks as aggregate in your 12th standard. That is, let's say, for example, you are writing an exam wherein the total marks is 600. You should have got at least 300 marks out of that. This is the first set of students, the criteria for entering into BArch course. The second set of students who do the diploma and come, the ones that I was talking of where mathematics was compulsory, you should have got at least 50% marks as your aggregate. So please note, these are the two criteria wherein if you have to enter into B.Arch courses, these are the criteria. The previous criteria that I was talking of was to write the NATA exam. So now that we are done with the eligibility criteria, we're just going to look at the new pattern of exam that they have set. So it's basically an aptitude test. So there is one topic about which everyone was very much confused. Drawing has been removed. When I say drawing, I'm talking of physical drawing. So there were two sections earlier. It was 125 marks physical drawing and 75 marks of aptitude test. So the 125 marks physical drawing has been completely removed. There is only one question paper, 125 questions. You will have 125 questions and a total of 200 marks. It will be of 3-hour duration. The medium of the aptitude test will be in English. You have 3 different types of questions which carry 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark. There is no mention about negative marks. The last year also, there was no negative marks for the NATA exam. Now, it's a completely computer-based exam. Unlike the last time, you don't have the option of writing it from the home. Because it was COVID-19 and there was a lot of pandemic and a lot of issues that were surrounding it, the lockdown also. Associated with that, there was a special case wherein you could actually write from your home also. That option has been taken off. So there are test centers with computer. You will have to go there and you will have to write the exam. You're given 3 options, 3 test centers you can choose. And you will be allotted based on the availability. Now, what do you get after you write the NATA exam? So what's the result? What is it that you'll be given after you write the exam? There are 2 things. First thing is you get certain amount of marks out of 200. Let's say 150 or 160, whatever it is, out of 200. So you get this marks. This will be mentioned. Along with that, there's something additional which is important. They'll tell you whether you are qualified or not. They'll tell you about your qualification with respect to this particular exam. So for qualifying, you will have to score at least 75 marks. In the NATA 2021 2 exams that they are conducting in the month of April and June, you will have to score at least 75 so as to call yourself as qualified out of 200 marks. Now, aptitude test. There are 4 types of questions. The first one is multiple choice question. The second one is multiple select type questions. The third one is preferential choice type questions. And the fourth one and the final one is numerical answer type questions. What are multiple choice questions? There will be 1 question. There will be 4 options for that. It's very simple and typical. It's something that you have been seeing for a long time. So there will be 1 correct answer for that. This is multiple choice question. The second one is multiple select type. So one of the type of questions is what we are showing it here. So there are lots of options that are given with respect to that question. You need to select 4 most important ones from the different set of options that are given. What does that mean? There are multiple answers. There are multiple answers that you are going to choose. That type of questions are called multiple select type questions. This is the second type of question. The third one is preferential choice type. It's a very interesting type of questions. One of the types we have put it here. So there are 4 options in this. One of them is actually wrong. The other 3 will fetch you different marks. So it's based on the condition on which you are actually going to choose. For example, if you are choosing option A, you might get 12 marks. If you are choosing option B, you might get 14 marks. If you are choosing option C, you might get 17 marks. So there is no one single correct answer in that. There are multiple correct answers, but you can only select one, unlike the previous type, wherein in the previous type you can select multiple answers. Here you can only select one answer. But with respect to your answer that you are selecting, the marks that you get will also be different. And probably option D will be a wrong one. So these are preferential choice type questions. The last one is numerical answer type. So you can see a typical question that's been shown in the slide. So you will have to write down the value of that. You will have to numerically enter the value of that. Let's say 23, 49, 52, like that. These are the 4 types of questions that will be expected. Now there are various topics which will be covered in this aptitude test. You can go through it. It's given in detail. Now, few of the important things that you note here is 1, GK is included, current affairs is included. There is also a mention of etc. in that. So there could be something additional or beyond this. They have mentioned that very clearly, that it may not be limited to all these topics that are given. So you can go through all the various topics that are given. Now, please note very, very important dates. So as I told earlier, there are 2 days on which this exam will be conducted. One will be in the month of April, the other will be in the month of June. So in case of April, the start of online forms filling up is from 5th of March. Please note, it has already started. The link is open. You can go to their website and see www.nata.in. The end of registration is on 28th March. Now you can upload your images, fee payment and confirmation page for printing and all. You can do it till the last date, that is 28th March. There is a small correction window for these 3 days. The admit cards will come by 6th of April. The most important date, the D day of the exam is the 10th of April. The publication of results is expected by the 14th of April. So this is the first exam, the first exam that will be conducted in the month of April. April 10th is the date of exam. The next one is in the month of June. So you will have a time of registration till the 30th May. Again, uploading of images, fee payment and confirmation and all will be done till the same last date, that is 30th of May. The candidate correction window, it's a slightly longer period here, 25th to 30th of May. Admit cards will be published by 8th of June. Date of examination, please note, the first one was 10th April, this one is 12th of June. Results will be published by 16th June 2021. Now, what's the application process? You have to go to this website, www.nata.in. Now, once you go in, you can actually sign up here. You can write your name and all the other details, and you can create a profile for yourself. You can make a password. There will be a link that will be sent to your email ID. You can click that. You can verify the link. After that, you can use this to log in. So you can log in using the credentials. You'll get an application number, user ID, name and all. Once that is done, there are 6 steps to be completed in the entire application process. 6 specific steps. The first one is basic details, the personal information that you have to provide. For example, as you can see, the application number, your name, parents' name, etc. The second tab out of the 6 is regarding the address and exam details. So if you go to that section, we'll see an option to actually give where your address is, your location is, and you have 3 options to give as test centers, test center preference 1, 2 and 3. Please note here something that's very important. You have the option of writing all the 2 exams, or if you want, you can write only any one of the exam. For example, you have the option of selecting only test 1, you have the option of selecting only test 2, you also have the option of selecting both test 1 and test 2. So it is in the second tab that you need to decide and give your option on however you are going to write it. The third tab is regarding the educational qualification, page 10+2 or the diploma. Now in that, if you go to the last section, you can see an option here, pass status appearing. So this is how it will look like for students who are currently appearing for the 12th examination. So you will have to give the university, the year of passing, institution's name, pin code, etc. On the contrary, if you are actually selecting passed as an option, those students who have already cleared their 12th or 10+3 exams and all, you will have to sit with your mark list, because you will have to mention here what's the mark that you have obtained and also the total or the maximum marks and the percentage. Please note that difference when you are sitting to actually fill it. The next tab, the fourth one, that is where you have to do all the uploading part. There are basically 3 things that you have to upload. The first one is obviously your passport size photograph. The second one is your signature. The third one is an ID card. In case of ID card, there are certain ID cards that they have mentioned here. To be precise, 5 of them. Any one among the 5 you will have to select. You will have to enter that corresponding ID number. So for example, if it's an Aadhaar card, it might be a 12 or a 16-digit number if I'm not wrong. And you will have to browse and upload that particular document. Please note here, the photo document size is mentioned 4 KB to 100 KB in case of passport size photo. Also, in case of signature also, they have mentioned the sizes. Please try to stick to that. Now, the application fee, that's split into 3 parts. The general candidates, if they are writing only one exam, you'll have to give 2,000. If you're writing 2 exams, double of that, 4,000. For the people who are students who belong to the SC, ST, PWD or transsexual community, you will have to give 1,500 rupees for a single exam. For 2 exams, both the exams, you will have to give 3,000 rupees. Now, if you are attending from any of the test centers situated outside India, you will have to give 10,000 for single exam and 20,000 for both the exams. So as promised earlier, if there are any doubts, queries or dilemmas, in addition to what I've explained, if you have anything additional that you want to know regarding the NATA 2021, you can please feel free to comment in the comment box below this video. In addition to that, if you want to know anything about the crash batches that we are going to start, our crash batches will begin from the 8th of March. So if you want to know anything more about all those batches, we have a separate batch for NATA exam, we have a separate batch for JEE 2. We also have a separate combined batch for NATA and JEE 2 with recorded lectures and e-notes available along with live lectures. So if there is anything in addition that you want to know about all these courses and all, you can feel free to contact us in the number that's mentioned below. Our team of executives will always be ready to help you. These are some of the toppers of the last few years who have achieved success with the help of Think Institute of Design. So I hope this video, the short video, will be of great use to you, and it will be a small respite in this confusing season, which has a lot of tension involved because of the last 30 days of the exam. So it's me, Suraj, signing off. Thank you. All the best.